Is the Puell Multiple telling us our Bitcoin bear market is about to be over? I want to cover that topic and more in this episode of Studamus Trades. Welcome all my fellow trading and investing friends. Today is January 10th and it's approximately 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the US, but I welcome you from wherever you're watching this and whatever time of day. So guys, let's talk about the Puell Multiple. First of all, I want to talk about what it is, what it measures, and how it's calculated. So this metric looks at the supply side of Bitcoin's economy, Bitcoin miners and their revenue. All right. It explores market cycles from a mining revenue perspective. Bitcoin miners are sometimes referred to as compulsory sellers due to their need to cover fixed costs of mining hardware in a market where price is extremely volatile. The revenue they generate can therefore influence price over time. All right, so the Puell multiple is calculated by dividing the daily issuance value of Bitcoins and USD by the 365-day moving average of daily issuance value. All right, so what does that mean, daily issuance? Well, what they're talking about is how many Bitcoins are mined in the course of a day. Currently, I think the number sits at somewhere around 900. So you would really multiply that 900 by whatever the current price of Bitcoin is. In this case, it's around 17,200. All right, and then that's your number to be divisible by the 365-day moving average of the daily issuance. All right, so first you got to find out what that actually is. That would take a little calculation. So I'm going to tell you an easy way actually to get very close, like within hundredths of a decimal point. All you have to do is take this number right here, the current daily price of Bitcoin, by your 365-day moving average. Now I plotted it over here on another chart. Let me go over there real quick and pull that up for you. Right now the 365-day moving average sits at 27,400 approximately, 27,440. So again, you would divide 17,200 by 27,440, and that would give you a very close ballpark of what your Puell multiple is. All right, I know you guys really probably don't care about all that until you see what the chart is and how effectively it can be used. So let's just jump over to a chart where I've got a bunch of chicken scratch. I started this video previously, guys, and then I realized I was giving some misinformation. Please, I know this is a noisy chart. I'll get into what all of this means in just a second. Napkin charting here at its finest with all my chicken scratch. But anyways, long story short, I restarted this video due to the misinformation I gave in the past video. And instead of editing, I don't like doing all the editing. I just like to do all these videos on the fly and then post them out. So first thing I want to point out here is, let me see if I can grab an arrow. All right, it's going to blink a little bit. Ignore that. These red descending trend lines. The first one is very steep. I mean, it's really almost vertical. As you can see, I've got another one here, another one over here. And in each case, the decline of these red descending trend lines gets less and less steep. All right, but these all indicated are 4 bear market cycles. All right, 3 of them have already completed and we've topped out. The 4th one we're currently in, of course. All right, then I have these horizontal lines. This indicates the bottom, in each case, of our previous bear markets. All right, so 1, 2, 3. The 4th one is a guess based upon what the Puell multiple is telling me. All right, so in orange here is our Puell multiple. And by the way, guys, all I did to get this chart on TradingView. They do have indicators. People have scripted the Puell Multiple, but I've noticed that the historical data is not as in-depth or exhaustive is what I have found on the website called lookintobitcoin.com. All right, so I would advise that you visit this website. A lot of good data there. I'm not being sponsored by them. I just find a lot of the information on the website very helpful for long-term trading, for any type of trading, really. Okay, so I copied that chart and pasted it on here, hid all my other indicators, and that way I can write over the top of the image. All right, so in between each of these descending red trend lines, I've got a bear market. All right, so the bottom of the bear market was down here at $2. All right, and then the top of it was up here. We had two tops. You can see one right here, and then I have another one right here. All right, so anytime you get into this green area, that is when the multiple is less than, I believe the multiple is less than a half, 0.5. All right. And when you get up into this red area, I know it doesn't look like it, but the multiple is 3.5 to 10. All right. So all this white area in here is when the multiple is 0.5 or greater up to 3.5. All right. And that multiple is indicative of the basically issuance. You could divide the current price of Bitcoin by the 365-day moving average to get close. All right, so tops and bottoms. So we're looking at bear market number one. Over here, the bottom of it was $2. The top of it the first time, and I say the first time because we hit this red area twice before hitting the green. So I'm going to call it 200, anywhere from $100 to $200. So your multiple on that investment, if you got in anywhere from $2 to $3 here in the green area, and you sold anywhere from $100 to $200, would be about 50 to 100x your investments. That was in bear market number one, to the top of that market, and then we declined again. So let's say you were a longer term trader and you utilize this tool to help you. You wouldn't utilize this tool exclusively. Really, you never want to utilize any one tool exclusively, but keep it in your arsenal of weapons, of tools that you would have at your disposal to help you make these longer term trades. By the way, guys, when I say longer term trades, I'm talking multiples of years. All right, swing trade is multiples of weeks, maybe multiples of months, and of course you guys all know what a day trade is. That's when you're trading within the day. Sometimes you use the 15 minutes, sometimes you use the hour, sometimes you use the 4 hour, or anything in the compass of 24 hours. Nevertheless, our bear market number two bottomed at around $200, and we topped. Of course, you guys all, maybe not all of you remember this, but it was only a few years ago. Bitcoin hit the $20,000 mark, and I think that was probably the most popular top. That's when we got a lot of new investors. When we were hitting 10,000, 20,000. Investors were like, oh, this is legit. People like Bitcoin. All right. And I missed out. So that's when you had a cascade of new investors kind of FOMOing in between $10,000 and $20,000 there. And we topped at 20,000. Once again, from the bottom to the top is anywhere from 50 to 100x multiple of your investment if you invested in this green area once the Puell multiple touched the green area. Number three, and of course, if we look at a logarithmic scale of Bitcoin price over time, you can see a curve, kind of like a rainbow. And we're starting to get near the top of that rainbow now, which basically, in essence, means that every time we go through these bear market cycles, from the bottom to the top is going to be less and less and less. We have a waning exponential a waning multiple. And that is the case here in bear market number 3. The bottom was anywhere from let's just say 3,000 to 6,000 if you invested there, all the way to the top. The top would have been exactly 60,000. I've got this circled here, guys. See this right here? That is when we just touched the red. So you would have had to sold exactly when we almost touched. We didn't quite get 60,000 on Bitcoin, but it was very close, like 59,000 something. All right, so you would have had to sell right there. In that case, your multiple would have been anywhere from 5 to 10x. So you see how it went from 50 to 100x to 5 to 10x. And here we are, bear market number 4. What has our Puell multiple told us? And that's the point of this video right now. See this descending trend line, this red trend line? Look at where we are, guys. We have just broken to the top side of that. And the Puell multiple is actually telling us that we are now exiting bear market number 4, and we are now entering into a bull market again. Now, could it be wrong? Of course, all indicators are wrong at some point in time. But so far, historical past and the precedence of this indicator has been 100% correct in the last 3 bear markets. So it's kind of hard to go against these indicators when they are so prevalent and correct. And, I did that once with the Head and Shoulders, right? Which is, what was the probability of a Head and Shoulders again? Something like 85%, I believe, is what a Head and Shoulders pattern plays out. I went against that and was wrong. You just can't go against these indicators, guys, when the probability is so in favor of what they're telling us. So once again, here we have an indicator that is 100% correct from historical past. To go against that is, in my opinion, somewhat foolish. I'm not saying Bitcoin won't go lower, by the way. I've said, and you've heard me say if you watch my videos, that Bitcoin still could very easily go to $100. That doesn't mean that this is wrong. I mean, again, you can enter into this green space again, still hit $100 Bitcoin price. I mean, $10,000 Bitcoin price. All right. So I still think it's a possibility, and I wouldn't say probability, but I would say possibility that Bitcoin can go to $10,000. The whole crypto market can still collapse one more time to flush out everybody that's jumping in early, right? And that's why it's dangerous to be early on these bull moves. But the Puell, again, this is an indicator that goes in multiples of years. All right, let's just measure that. So here in from horizontal line, January 12th to December 14th, 2 years. All right, and then we have December 14th to June of 18th. That was it was around 3 to 4 years. All right, and then 18 to 22, again 4 years. So given that length of time, it could be a while that we sit down here in this bear market while the Puell indicator, the Puell multiple, has told us that we are about to exit. And that's why I always say it's a good idea to dollar cost average in. If you believe we are at or near the bottom, don't guess where the bottom is. Don't guess where we still have to hit 10,000, so you're waiting for that 10,000. Well, we may never hit the $10,000 mark, but we could as well. So you have to place your bets on greatest probability, and if you're dollar cost averaging in, you're less likely to experience pain. Now, one more thing before I go, where do you think we're going to go from here? Well, so far our multiple has been 10x. I denoted that again. And so I think here, I'm going to get out this pen actually. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I see Bitcoin at the next bull market top being at 150,000. I think that's very well within the means of the market capacity to do that, to hit that number, I think that's very reasonable actually. So 150,000 from its current low would be 10x. And again, we still could go to 10,000 and we could maybe not. But again, you're looking at from 15,000 to 150,000 up to 10x your multiple of investment. And so if you're dollar cost averaging in, you're going to be pretty close to the 10x number, maybe more like 9x. Again, these multiples go down over time on a logarithmic scale as we close the gap between these tops and bottoms. All right, so guys, I hope you found this video worthwhile your time. I hope you found, I'm trying to go to my outro scene here. Oh, I got to take it off. Excuse me, guys. I'm using multiple tools here, and it's kind of confusing me a bit. All right. Anyways, as I was saying, if you found the video helpful, I don't do too many of these videos on indicators, but I will do more should I find appreciation for them. And the way you can show me your appreciation is by stating so in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe, whatever you can do to promote this channel. I know then, based upon your feedback, what videos you appreciate over others. All right, so until the next video, peace, y'all. We'll talk to you later.